I still remember those days, those tiresome days when I was standing in the laser cutting shop. It was very brutal, just waiting for the machine to finish the its cutting process, its engraving process. Hello, my fellow archers. Welcome to ArcNet. Here we like to delve deep into architectural curiosities and understand it better. So, today I would like to talk about fabrication. It is a very integral part in architecture, as in architecture, we have to prototype a project after it is finished such that we can explain our idea better to clients or to other people. So, we can either use conventional methods, like we can make a model using cardboard, using sunboards, or we can go into technology and see what the future beholds. In this presentation I'll be covering a little bit about the basics, like the introduction about fabrication, different methods. It can be either additive or subtractive, so I'll be covering about the additive methods like a 3D printing technology, like it can be SLA, SLS, FDM, and I'll be also covering the negative or the deductive or subtractive technologies, like it can be CNC, laser, or water jet. So after that I'll be comparing all these methods together so that we can get a broad idea what should we aim for our architectural projects. So let's just jump right into the presentation. So let's look into what is digital fabrication. So digital fabrication is just a simple design and manufacturing workflow in which we provide some parameters to the fabricator, and it understands that data and then portrays it or projects it into various geometries. So let's see a little bit more into it. A simple computer printer does the same job. A simple computer printer also prints your digital data into something which you can project in a piece of paper. So it prints your digital data and converts it into a physical data. So how does digital fabrication works? The very first step is of course design. Firstly, we have to use softwares and create something which we can understand, like a model or something. In architecture we usually use many softwares like SketchUp to do that task. We can also use AutoCAD as a 3D option. We can make 3D models in Revit, we can make it in Rhino, we can use different softwares, and in other fields as well we can use different softwares to make a model. Now this model serves as an input for the fabrication tool. After that, we have to prepare, like we have to give information to the tool, what all requirements we have, for example the thickness of the filament, the speed of the laser, such that we can get the desired quality of the product. Pricing, it will affect everything in a project, so we have to prepare the parameters which we require. The next step is fabricate. Of course, after inputting all the data is processed and it is fabricated by whatever method we are using. It can so it is the end product. Now we come to basic machines for digital fabrication. Now it can be additive or subtractive method. Additive method is something where we input more data or more information to produce the whole thing. For example, in this case, in modeling, in additive method, we have to add material to fabricate the project that we need. So in this scenario, I can give a good example using clay. We start with a small ball of clay. Now to make it into a frog or elephant or any object, we have to add more clay to it such that we can get the desired object out of it. So in additive method, 3D printer is one of its example, where 3D printer adds filament or adds material to get the desired product. There are different types of 3D printers, like the FDM printer. Now FDM is very basic type of printer. FDM printer is fused deposit modeling printer, or it is also called filament fused fabrication, where filament is melted to obtain the model which we require. So a filament is used to create that 3D model basically. So in this case, there is a print nozzle, and of course there are planes in a model. There are XYZ directions that are given. There are points for the model which are associated, and a filament is added to those points, and it dries off as the machine or the nozzle prints it in a plane, and these planes slowly moves in the z direction. So it basically is a normal printer, but it also has a z direction to it attached. So it uses a filament, melts the filament, that filament dries off, and then you get the achieved result. And most of the printers that we see are 3D printers, and of course it is having lower resolution, cheap, it is easy to use, and it is also portable. So FDM parts have the lowest resolution and accuracy compared to other plastic 3D printers, and you'll get to see this further in the comparative analysis. So let's move forward to SLA 3D printers. Now it is following a photochemical kind of process where the resin is having, liquid resin is having some sort of chemicals, and those chemicals harden when the light is projected towards it. So it converts from liquid state to something which is more tangible, to a polymer state, something like that. So it converts liquid into hardened plastic, and it is having comparatively finer detail and accuracy, and the surface is also smooth. So there is a fact about this SLA printer that in the early 1980s, Japanese researcher Hideo Kodama first invented the monolayered approach to stereolithography by using ultraviolet light to cure photosensitive polymers. So that's a fact for you guys. Now let's proceed to the next type of printer, which is SLS 3D printer. It is kind of similar to the SLA method, where in SLA we use liquid polymer and convert it into hardened plastic. In this method, particles or polymer powder are converted into hardened plastic by again using a laser. Now it follows a process of sintering. Sintering is also a kind of natural process where minerals, when compacted and heated for a long duration of time, they form a solid part, a solid object. That is how stones are formed. It uses heat to fuse these small particles of polymer powder. So in this case, solid is again in a powdered form, and it is compacted to make that solid, that entire 3D model. So these are different additive methods, and 3D printing is really very amazing. Even personally, I was trying to make custom parts of my model get printed using the FDM technology, uh, which can really help into making something which is really difficult to do by hands. Now I would like to move forward to CNC tools. CNC tools usually it follows subtractive methods, which is totally opposite to what additive method does. In this case, we usually take out material rather than inputting more. Material is taken out from a huge block. It is similar, if I'll give an example, it is same to ice carving. What we do is we take a huge block of ice, carve it out to make a sculpture, and this is what it does. It just carves the material, takes out the excess material which is not required, and that material is discarded or reused. It depends on the type of material which is used. So these are different CNC tools. Let's go into it a little bit. The CNC is basically computerized numerical control, and it is just basic computerized data which is fed to the machines. Now it removes material by either a spinning tool and fixed part, which is also called milling, or a spinning part with a fixed tool, which is called a lathe. So let's move forward to laser cutters. Now it is highly used by architects, by students basically. This was the technique which was used by me personally to create models in my entire architectural studio, and it uses a laser to engrave or cut through wide range of materials with high precision. In this case, there is a very strong laser or a heated point source which directly cuts the material, uh, and it moves, the laser moves, and it engraves, it either engraves or it either cuts through the material. It is cost effective, it is very fast to do, and it is also easy. So this is a very widely used technique. Now we come to water jet cutting. Now this is similar to the previous one, laser one, but in this case they use high pressure water, and this this pressure of water is so high that it can even cut metal, or it can cut anything, any piece of surface, which follows the subtractive methods. And you can see it is either CNC machine, laser cutting, or water jet cutting. Now this is a comparative analysis chart. You can get a little bit of information regarding different materials which we can use and its application. For example, an FDM is very good in accuracy. It is easy to use. I would personally suggest, if you want to start in 3D printing, you can go with this FDM technology. It can be you can buy a simple portable machine within a price range of 60,000 to 1 lakh, and then you can understand what 3D printing is by using a fuse deposit, by using a filament modeling fabrication technique. And you just need filaments for it, and you can buy filaments also online. So in this standard thermoplastics such as ABS, PLA, and there are various blends, so you have to of course have a filament for this machine. It is low cost because you just have to pay for the filament, and you can get a good result in you can get a result quickly out of it. And it is basic proof of concept models. So basically it is very easy to use, and it is having okay and moderate accuracy. Now if you go to SLA, SLA is having much more accuracy as compared to FDM, and it can use variety of resins. It can use with it can be having ABS like ABS, PP, flexible, heat resistant, castable. Because we need different kind of textures, the same thing happens with filament. We can get different kind of filaments. It can be either translucent, it can have some glass type quality texturing to it, it can have some opaque texturing to it. So we have these options of textures and materials with all the additive methods. So it is having manufacturing, tooling, casting, model making. It is not it is comparatively hard. It is comparatively hard to SLS, and it is difficult to do, but again it is having good quality and high accuracy as compared to SLS. SLS is having a good surface finish because of the compaction which is naturally formed using sintering. It is using that technique, and it is having a nice surface finish. It is very accurate, and both the SLA and SLS are usually used for complex designs. We can use engineering thermoplastics such as nylon and its composites for this SLS technique. There is CNC machining. CNC is very accurate, and all of these subtractive methods are just deducting out the material. So all of these almost are dependent on the quality of the cut, and all of them are very good, having good surface finish. Now CNC machine can undergo complex designing, and it is not comparatively easy to use as compared to others. Now we can either use hard thermoplastics, soft metals, hard metals for this kind of for CNC machining. Now laser cutter is having good accuracy to it. Of course we cannot make very complex design using laser cutting because of the thickness, speed, everything needs to be modulated, and even then there is having some constraints regarding the thickness of the laser. None of the subtractive methods are as good as SLS or SLA additive methods. So it is again the easiest one to use, laser cutting, as compared to any of the subtractive method. For laser cutting you can either use thermoplastics, wood, acrylic, fabric, metal. Any of the materials can be done, can be cut using laser cutters. Now let's move to water jet cutters. Again it is having good accuracy. It can use plastics, hard and soft metals, stone, glass composites, any of these. I think you can get a brief idea about different techniques by just this one analysis. So guys, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Click that subscribe button down below. Click the bell icon as well for getting notifications when a new video is uploaded, and comment suggestion of topics you guys would like us to make a video on in future. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care and
It'll take a lot more than tying me to a table to make me talk. You'd probably have to use that giant ceiling laser as well.
My plan exactly, Agent 7.